Well, hello everybody, my name is Roger and welcome to my channel, Rogers Reads, and Happy New Year to everybody. So I've been a little bit out of pocket during the holiday season, so now I'm playing catch up on the videos, so I'm kind of doing my end of year wrap ups and end of year tags and the like. So today I want to do a tag called the Bookish Academy Awards tag, and I saw this a while back, and this is a tag in which you apply all the same Academy Award categories, but instead you apply them to books. Now this is an original tag by Bookadoodles, and I'll put a link to that video below. But when I came across this tag, I thought, well, this would be a good one to do at the end of a year, for the end of a year wrap-up, outlining all your favorite books throughout the year. So yeah, I decided to do this as kind of a 2018 wrap-up. So on to the tag. So the first category is Best Actor in a Male Leading Role or Best Male Protagonist. So for this, I'm going to go with Cass Lowood from Anna Dressed in Blood, written by Kendara Blake. He is a ghost hunter extraordinaire and an awesome character, and I really loved how much he grew throughout the novel. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the book, this follows our main character as he follows from town to town with his witchy mom, killing ghosts along the way, only killing evil ghosts. So these are ghosts that harm people. So then he meets the deadly ghost Anna, who is unlike any ghost he's ever faced before. So yeah, great book. So the next category is, stupid iPad, Best Actress, which translates to Best Female Character or Protagonist in a Book. For this one, I'm going to choose Vin from the Mistborn series, and I'm going to go with the first book in that series, The Final Empire. Vin was actually an amazing, kick-ass character. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this series, this follows a world that has been enslaved for 1,000 years by the Lord Ruler, who is the ultimate power and the ultimate terror. So then a character named Kelsier, who is a powerful Mistborn, which is a person who possesses enhanced powers when they ingest certain metals. Well, this Kelsier decides to gather up a group of the most talented criminals and bring down the Lord Ruler, someone that nobody else has ever been able to do in the 1,000 years of the Lord Ruler's domain. But one of Kelsier's recruits is a street urchin named Vin, who, as it turns out, is a powerful Mistborn herself, though she doesn't know it. So yeah, so that's Vin for that one. Category 3, Best Cinematography, which translates to Best Plot Twist. For this, I think I'm going to go with The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I did not see this ending coming at all. In fact, the author dropped one twisty bombshell after another throughout the novel. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the book, it's about Evelyn Hardcastle, who dies at a ball. But she will not die only once. She will die over and over and over again until Aidan, one of the guests summoned to the manor, can solve her murder. You see, the day repeats itself over and over again, and each time ends with the murder of young Evelyn. And the only way to break the cycle is to identify the killer. Also, each time the day begins again, Aidan, the guest at the manor, wakes up in the body of a different guest, and he has to use the host's talents and knowledge to try and stop the murder before the killer not only kills Evelyn, but also kills Aidan. So yeah, so awesome plot twist on that one. Next category, Best Costume Design or Best Book Cover. For this one, I'm going to go with They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I love the aesthetic of this cover, the color, and especially how the shadows come together to form the Grim Reaper, which makes sense given the topic of this story. So, in this book, or should I say in this world, everybody who is going to die on their death day receives a call to let them know that today is the day they are going to die. They don't know the when or the how or the why, they only receive notification that they will die that day. So our two main characters, Mateo and Rufus, they each get the call, and neither of them have loved ones with whom they can spend their last day. So they turn to an app called the Last Friend app and connect with each other through there. So they meet up for one last adventure to live a lifetime in a single day. This was actually one of my favorite books of 2018. So next category. Best Supporting Actor or Actress, or Best Sidekick Character in a Book. So for that one, I'm going to say Patroclus from the Song of Achilles, written by Madeline Miller. He is the friend and the lover of the god Achilles, and he was brave, loyal, and wise beyond his years, and especially compassionate to the plight of others around him. I especially enjoyed seeing him transform from this clumsy, socially inept exile prince to the self-assured and confident lover of the demigod Achilles. I found him to be a completely admirable character. Hell, in my opinion, he should have been the one to have become a Greek god. But yeah, so I go with Achilles for that one. Next category. Best Original Screenplay, which translates to The Most Unique World. For this, I think I'm going to go with The First 15 Lies of Harry August, written by Claire North, I do believe. I think it is Claire North. So anyway, this follows our main character, Harry, who is not quite human. You see, he lives a certain number of years, dies, and then he's reborn again, right back where he started. And when he hits around 6 years of age, all of his memories from all of his former lives return to him. So Harry is a Kala Chakra, which is an immortal who is constantly reborn each time with all the memories of his previous lives. So I really love this clever and unique world, as well as the mystery in this novel, which involves the ultimate horror, the end of the world. So yes, great world in this one. And you know, this was a really hard decision to make because I read a lot of books in 2018 with really unique and interesting world building. So next category, Best Adapted Screenplay or Best Book to Movie Adaptation. If not, what books do you think would make a good movie / translate well to the screen? So for this one, I'm going to go with Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. For those of you who haven't come across it, this is a wonderful story that follows a closeted gay high school student named Simon Spear, who has to deal with the aftermath of coming out to everyone at his high school when he is publicly outed after a black male discovers Simon's emails to another closeted classmate with whom Simon has fallen in love. But Simon and his crush don't know the identity of the other, and their only contact has been the emails that they've written to each other. That is, of course, until Simon is outed. So yeah, so I adored both the book and this movie as it had personal meaning for me. So yes, best book to movie adaptation. So the next category is Best Animated Feature or book that would be good to be adapted into an animated film. You know, for that one, I think I'm going to go with The Bear and the Nightingale, written by Catherine Arden. So this is a stupendous Russian folklore tale that I think would make an excellent animated movie. The story takes place in a medieval Russian village and follows Vasilisa or Vasya Petrovna, who has the ability to see various fantastical creatures such as the domovoi that inhabit her village. This ability leads her to conflict with an Orthodox priest who becomes convinced that Vasya is a witch. But the ancient frost demon Morosko offers his help. So this is an absolutely riveting tale. I actually just finished reading the second book in this series, The Girl in the Tower. But yeah, I think this would make an excellent animated film. Now, if we're talking graphic novels here, I would have to say Blankets by Craig Thompson. This is a lovely coming-of-age story about a young man finding the confidence to express his creative voice. So next category, Best Director, or talk about an author that you just discovered this year that you love. So for this one, I'm going to go with Neil Shusterman, author of Scythe and Thunderhead. I absolutely adored these two books. Scythe takes place in a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery, and no death, because humanity has managed to conquer all of these things. So in this world, scythes are the only ones who can end life, and do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Two teenagers, Citra and Rowan, are chosen to apprentice to become a scythe, a role that neither of them wants. So the two of them are thrown into this life in which they both need to master the art of death, but are also forced into the corrupt world of the scythedom, where there are those who do not have their best interests at heart. And the sequel was Thunderhead, also phenomenal, and with the third book being released in 2019, fingers crossed, I hope. So next category is Best Visual Effects, which translates to Best Action in a Movie. So for Best Action, nothing really surpasses The Six of Crows, written by Leigh Bardugo. So this is a fantasy novel in which a group of dangerous yet talented misfits attempt to pull off the ultimate heist. But in order to do so, they need to learn to trust each other, which isn't all that easy of a task, considering that some of them want to kill each other. So this was a story of non-stop gripping action, though I will warn you that the book ends on a huge cliffhanger. But if you like your stories with heart-gripping action, then this one's for you. Next category, Best Short Film or Favorite Novella or Short Story. So I really don't read a lot of short stories or novellas. So for this one, I think I'm going to choose Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Now, this isn't a novella, but it is a shorter book and follows our character, 12-year-old Percy Jackson, who, after one of his teachers transforms into a terrible monster and tries to kill him, learns that he is a half-blood, meaning he's half human and half god, and that his father is one of the Olympian gods, though we don't learn until later on in the book which one it is. So when Percy's mom finds out what happened to him at school with the evil teacher creature, she and Percy hop in the car and she takes him to Camp Half-Blood, summer camp for demigods, the children of gods and humans. So while he's at camp, an unthinkable crime occurs. Someone has stolen Zeus's lightning bolt, and unless the true thief is found, the gods will engage in a catastrophic war amongst themselves, resulting in the potential destruction of Earth. So now, along with the help of a satyr and the daughter of Athena, Percy journeys across the United States to find the thief. And along the way, he faces a host of mythological monsters and old gods determined to stop him. So I'm having so much fun getting back into this series, and I actually hope to finish it off in 2019. Next category, Best Documentary or Best Historical Fiction Novel. So for that one, I'm going to go with The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Now, this was a wild romp through 18th century Europe. And the story follows Monty, a young bisexual British lord who is a bit of a rogue and spends his time drinking and gambling and catting around. So in this story, he embarks on an unforgettable grand tour of Europe with his best friend, whom he has a secret crush on, and his sister Felicity. But one of Monty's reckless decisions turns their trip abroad into a harrowing manhunt, and the three of them are on the run. And that's where the adventure really begins. So they end up getting captured by pirates, encounter murderous alchemists, get arrested, end up on a sinking island, and even encounter zombie-ish characters. So yeah, so this is a really fun book with non-stop action. And this is the last category. Yes, the last category. Best Picture or Best Book? So, how to choose? But if I have to choose one, I'm going to go with The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, which is the third book in the Mistborn series. So in this story, the Emperor and his wife, I'm not going to give out any names, are tricked into releasing an evil entity who is hell-bent on destroying the world. Now it's up to a brave few to try and stop the creature. That is, if it isn't already too late. So this book was superb, though it completely wrecked me at the end. You know, it's one of those situations where you're outrageously happy and completely devastated at the same time. It was such an amazing conclusion to this trilogy, so I think I'm going to give this my Best Book Award of 2018. So that is it for my Bookish Academy Award for this year. What books would you pick? Have you done this tag? If not, give it a try. I'd love to see what you come up with. And yeah, so that is it for the Bookish Academy Awards tag. As always, I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support. And also, if you like this video, I'd appreciate if you click the like button below, because it really helps out my channel. And yeah, so that is it. I will talk to you in the next video. Roger and out.